On this week's episode, we discussed that stupid band Facebook post, and we talked to Skate Rat.
Welcome in once again to Punk Rock Foodies Radio, coming at you live from downtown Mattersville at the Vicious Pig Saloon. This is your one-stop shop for everything punk rock and food. And now, your hosts, Steve Guerrero, Skate Rat Betty, Brian Reinhardt, and the asshole in charge, Xander T.
All right, and that was Pennywise with My God. My God. My God. And you are listening to Punk Rock Foodies Radio. I am the asshole in charge of Punk Rock Foodies, Xander T. And with me today is...
Steve Guerrero.
Woo-woo.
And Brian Reinhardt.
Let's get ready to foodie. And Skate Rat is still on maternity leave, but we will actually be hearing from her on this episode. So
we have missed her.
Yes, but she'll be back soon. We've already started scheduling her in again.
She brought the only decency to Vicious Pig, so yeah.
Yep.
And we've already, has everyone received the beer from them yet?
Everyone has beer. We're ready for beer episode coming soon.
It's a nice little bounty. I can't wait to talk about it and and sip on it too.
Yes. Nice. Yes. So. And if you don't know what we're talking about, check out our Christmas special where we all drank beers and talked about them.
I've listened to it twice, and I know I do not remember the second half of that episode. All those conversations are so funny because I don't remember saying any of that. I don't remember any of you guys saying any of that.
Is that the one where you do the McDonald's song?
Yes.
No.
Did I do? No, that was when we came back from our Christmas break because you did the McDonald's. Were you doing the McDonald's song on Thanksgiving?
I was doing it on Christmas because everyone was calling, like Miggy from Teenage Bottle Rocket called, like a bunch of people called me.
Yeah. But so check out some of those old episodes after, of course, you listen to this one. And for those who don't know, Punk Rock Foodies is a Facebook group where you post your pictures of the food you make. You make the food, you take the picture, you post the picture. It's very simple. very easy premise that a lot of people keep fucking up, but you know, we weed them out pretty regularly.
We enjoy that.
It is.
We like it.
Defenestration is fun.
Yes. We have a crack team of defenestrators.
It needs to be a bumper sticker.
That word is just awesome. I love that word.
So we're really hardcore into food, but we love punk rock music, and so we're going to listen to some punk rock music and get started.
Since it's just the fellas today, I thought I'd break it down with some old school to start off the show. How about a little Youth Brigade with Boys in the Brigade on Punk Rock Foodies Radio?
Old school.
Rock it hard, that's when they'll go.
that was a band from Minnesota called the Soviets with a song called Land of Clear Blue Radio. I miss the Soviets. They're a great band. Saw them many times. And we're back on Punk Rock Foodies Radio. I am Brian. I'm here with Steven Zander. And we are talking about stuff and things.
You know what?
This week?
Stuff.
I miss Clear Blue Radio, too. We only have murky radio here. It's not it's brackish.
It's radio with quotation marks.
It's noise.
It's like Flint water radio.
Yeah.
Topical.
Yeah. No, there you go. Yeah, so this week, normally when it's just, usually when it's just us guys, it's, we talk about pretty much whatever the hell we want to talk about. Which
When the boss isn't here.
Yeah, which has nothing to do with food usually, or occasionally it does. But I was thinking, we are about music as well, and there's this post going around on Facebook with people are listing their like favorite bands and bands they hate and bands they love and all this shit. And I'm sure you've seen it because it's all over the Facebook. Mm-hmm. And it's not, it's not like one of those things where if you like it, then you have to fill one out or you get nominated to do it. People are just taking the time and typing this up and doing it. So I thought, why don't we just discuss that and answer those questions on our own?
Then we don't have to post it on Facebook.
Exactly.
Yes.
And no typing.
Sometimes I want to post those things, and I don't because I don't want to hear people reply on my thread. Like I just don't care what they have to say.
Right.
Like they'll disagree with one of my bands, and then it's like, no, who cares?
You should have picked this. How could you say this? Dude. Yeah.
What do you mean they're overrated?
I did one about my favorite rappers or something, and one of my friends was like, how could you not include the Beastie Boys? I'm like, who gives a fuck? Shut the fuck up. Do your own.
See what I mean? It's just like you're just asking for,
So I got the list printed out, and see, I actually do. See, there it is.
Did show prep. That's awesome.
I actually handwrote it. I didn't even print it. I handwrote it.
I know. I was about to say that's extra.
People can
extra
still
effort.
handwrite these days.
Well, I'm a teacher on the side, so it's part of my.
Is there Common Core handwriting yet, or?
No, not yet. But I'm sure it's on its way.
Circle,
Start using umlauts and whatnot.
Yeah.
But okay, so the first one on the list is I think probably the easiest one. Band you hate.
I'm going to go with an obvious choice because everybody probably thinks they suck, but Fall Out Boy, just because they bastardized some of some really cool songs, like when they did the Munsters thing, and and then the Ghostbusters thing that they did was just trash. I mean, they ruin everything by trying to cover it, and it's just their spins always suck.
Yeah, I got to go with Dave Matthews Band.
Oh God. Yeah,
I hate the Dave Matthews
I've got problems with Dave Matthews. I've got a lot of friends that have always been big Dave Matthews, and to me, it's like, okay, all the people that are in the band, because I went to college, I heard that fucking music at every party, and it's like, okay, they all seem to be talented, but the music is just so boring and bland and average. It's like this is what hypes you up. I don't get it. I don't understand people like, yeah, let's go see Dave and I really want to get to that clarinet solo. I don't get it, man. It's just average, boring.
Yeah,
and
white guy rock.
Like Fish thinks that band is too white. You know what I mean? And Dave Matthews, half of Dave Matthews' band is black. Like
I know.
The blackest dudes you ever saw, but it's the most boring white music.
Oh man, Dave Matthews Band would be the top 3 band that I probably secretly love. So and I like it is because I like going to the shows where they would jam, and I don't know. I just thought they're all really talented musicians at their own instruments. Mm-hmm. So there's some pretty rad, sax solos and violin solos, and I feel really whack for even bringing this up.
Yeah. If I want sax solos, I just listen to that George Michael "Careless Whisper."
Are you kidding me? If I want the sax, man, give me some Eddie Money.
Yeah, or any Any Whitney Houston song from the 80s had a saxophone solo. I Want to Dance with Somebody, all of them had saxophone solos.
How about Man-Eater? Man-Eater's got the good one, dude.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
We are really showing our age today.
So it's not our age; it's our musical interest. Like I mean, I like
because we're so old.
Yeah. Wait till we start talking about Beethoven.
I know.
He was an all right guy. He was kind of a dick at parties.
He's my roommate in college. Great.
So, Brian, your hated band.
It's a more recent thing. There's a lot of bands that I hate, but personally, because of something that went viral, and I know we all saw it because a lot of us were talking about it, a band called Bring Me the Horizon, because they had a Twitter war with Bad Religion because there was a thing at some show where it had a picture of the guys in the band. It's like, these people are not to be stopped. They're allowed to go wherever they want and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, who the fuck are these people? And Brian Baker called them out on Twitter, and they were going back and forth, and these guys just seemed very entitled and full of themselves, and fuck
their
them.
comebacks were so whack, dude. Their comebacks were like, oh, you guys are just old. Go to sleep.
And you know what? And you know what? They should be entitled because, honestly, I've never heard of this fucking band. I've seen the memes.
Never
I
heard of
didn't
them
have
either.
a clue what that meant. So who the fuck are they that they can act like that?
Dude, I went to Slipknot last year, and they were direct support, dude. I couldn't believe it. I was like, who the fuck are these guys? I don't get it. And it was like Linkin Park played backwards. It was weird. It was fucking it was stupid. It was.
I've never heard their music, but I saw a picture. You know, bands have their shots of the band standing together, and I'm like, each one of these guys look like they've probably committed multiple rapes. They just look like rapers. They look like total douchebags. I feel confident saying that they're probably bad people. And don't fuck with Brian Baker. I mean, not only was he in Bad Religion, but he was in Minor Threat, so fuck you. Who the fuck are you?
And Brian's thoughts are Brian's thoughts, not those of Punk Rock Foodies. Foodies right here.
Why, have we played them or something before?
No, I just, you just said that you basically just called them all out as rapists, and I don't want to get sued.
I didn't say they're rapists, they're rapers. They actively rape.
What do you think Bring Me the Horizon means, Xander?
It has something to do. They're big Bill Cosby fans. They love the Cosby Show.
They used to be called Bring Me the Vertical Horizon, but then they had to change their names.
Bring me the roofies.
Yeah, you know what? Let's all agree that band sucks ass.
Yeah.
I've never heard their music, but I agree.
And Brian Baker won that battle. Sorry.
Yep.
Okay, so next, overrated.
Wait a minute, did Steve give us the band he hated? Did I miss something?
Fall Out Boy.
Oh yeah, that's right. East Fall Out Boy is very forgettable. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, exactly. It's hard to hate them. You can't even.
And it sucks because they're from Chicago, so I feel at least partially responsible for that shit.
I can see you being a big Pete Wentz guy. I can see that.
He sings the seventh inning stretch at Cubs games all the time, and it fucking sucks. He's like, look at the eyeliner on this guy. There's like a Snapchat filter that gives you his hair and eyeliner.
Oh,
it's terrible.
Oh.
All right, so overrated band. Band you think that is overrated?
I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Overrated.
I'm going with Led Zeppelin.
Okay, so we don't have to necessarily stick with punk rock.
No, not necessarily.
Overrated?
You could.
Oh, okay, if we're just going overrated, if we can go all genres, easily, the Rolling Stones. The Rolling Stones are a bar band. They're none of it's not interesting. Some of the old songs like Paint It Black they hold my interest for about 30 seconds, but overall, those songs are boring. And the guitar, they're like, oh, Keith Richards is a guitar god. No, he's not. No, he's not.
It's because he's alive. It's just because he's still alive.
It's because he's still alive, but the music is not interesting. Okay, I get it. They've been doing it for 60 years, and they're still doing it. They're interesting. Their story is interesting. Like, I watched the documentary on the band, and it was super cool, but I couldn't give a fuck about any of their songs.
See, I think that's the thing that goes with Led Zeppelin, because they've been doing it for so long, and Jimmy Page is this guitar guy, but all their songs are ripoffs. every song is a ripoff. I remember listening to Howard Stern. They were playing. He got a hold of like all these bands that Led Zeppelin opened for, and would play these band songs, and they would be almost identical to Led Zeppelin songs that they would put out later.
Like that band, they just had a lawsuit thrown out by this band who said that they stole the opening riff for Stairway to Heaven.
Stairway to Heaven.
And this band that like you said, opened for them, and they watched them, and they played it side by side. It was almost identical, and the lawsuit was thrown out. But if it had found that they had actually, copied them, if it was legally determined that, the estimates were that the other band, who was kind of pretty much a no-name, would have been entitled to about $500 million.
Oh, hell yeah.
$500 million.
I'd like to know why it got thrown out. That's what
it was some kind of technicality. I don't know. It was on the news.
Look, there's only 12 notes in music, and there's different octaves of those notes. So yes, eventually things are going to be repeated. You can't. I mean, music has been around for thousands of years. So yes, it's going to be repeated. But I mean, when it is exactly the fucking same
time signatures and everything.
I've played some songs on my guitar, and I'm like Alkaline Trio song, and I played. I'm like, oh my god, this is, and then all of a sudden I just slow it down a little, and it's a Green Day song, and then I play it with a different like rhythm to it, and it's like it was a Nirvana song or something. Like, you can only make so many note changes, and but when they're flat out stealing it, like Led Zeppelin has done, fuck them. So yes, they're overrated. Steve, what do you think? What band do you think is overrated?
To keep in line with you guys, I think the Eagles. I cannot do. You know what? And I don't think it's bad music. I just think it's so played like all the time. Like 3, 2, 1. Okay, Hotel California just started playing somewhere in the United States.
Yes.
3, 2, 1. It just started playing again somewhere different in the United States. I mean, it's on all the time, especially here in Southern California radio. It's like you switch from one station, then it's Easy Feeling, or another of their ballads. It's just like, fuck, dude, I want to drive in oncoming traffic.
And that's a band. That's a band that's made a ton of money with the same 3-chord progression. All their songs, if you know G, C, and D, you can play pretty much every fucking song on the guitar.
They're another band that, of all these bands, Led Zeppelin, the Rolling Stones, the Eagles is the most recent one, and the Beatles, I've seen all the documentaries on their stories, and they're all super interesting, but the Eagles particularly, I just watched they just had a documentary on their history, and it was interesting, but every single one of them, old members, new members, live members, dead members, every single one of them, to a man, is just a complete penis. And not in like the normal I'm a rock star penis kind of thing, but just like I would not want to be in the same room with them.
All right. Yeah, they're dicks.
They seem like old guys that wear Axe body spray.
And have like the real deep V-neck. Like
Yeah.
And lots of turquoise, because turquoise Indian jewelry is cool for some reason.
All right, so this next one I actually struggle with because it's underrated band. And I feel the reason I struggle is because it's so hard. There's so many bands I listen to that I think are great that I know like our community would say, what do you mean they're underrated? They're such a great band. But like the rest of the world doesn't fucking know.
Yeah, you have to look at it from a different perspective. Our perspective is very different musically, given what we do, than a lot of people. There's a few bands.
Yeah.
I've got 5 bands I could name right now that I feel like don't get enough credit or didn't get enough credit when they were in their prime.
All right, well, name one because I can't name any.
The Methadones. I talked the Methadones. I mean, that Dan Babbitt, to me, that's such a superior band to anything Screeching Weasel ever did, and it's not even close. Just everything about the Methadones was awesome. And they did pretty good, but they fizzled out, and everyone's moved on. And earlier I was talking about how we played the Soviets. That band really didn't really ever go anywhere, but they have 4 really good albums. I think they broke up about 10 years ago, but a great band and never really got the due that I think they deserved.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah, I just, like I said, I think...
And also the Beatles. The Beatles, I feel like, don't get any credit for anything.
No, never. I mean, their songwriting.
Yeah, no one ever
amazing.
talks about
Nobody
them.
ever says anything. No, I just because I was talking with Rachel about it earlier, and like looking at my albums and thinking like I would say 90% of these people are underrated, but only to the world. In our community, everybody appreciates
properly
it,
rated.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in the punk rock community, there is a ceiling. You know, unless you become unless you're Green Day or one of these bands, there is a ceiling. Like you're talking about Alkaline Trio. Alkaline Trio is insanely successful, but from a mainstream perspective, they're an unknown. You know, because they kind of hit that ceiling.
I think the fact that the band is underrated to each of us is also due to our regions. Because, like, the Methodons and the Soviets probably are more like Midwest, right?
Yep, Midwest.
Where I would tell you, like, the Darlings would be like an underrated band to me, but just because they're probably, you know, they're pretty popular around here. But to you guys, the music maybe hasn't made it that, you know.
No, you know what, Steve? The only time I ever, like, the Darlings and what's the other one you play? Like Cadillac Tramps? The only time I ever listen to them is whenever you play them on this show. And I think they're great. I've never heard them before until this show. I think they sound great. So I would say, they're underrated because they should be bigger than what they are. I should have known them.
And Cadillac Tramps, I mean, they were an important band in, like, you know, Orange County punk scene in, like, the early 90s because, you know, they were doing their thing, and they kind of were like contemporaries of Social Distortion so much where, you know, Johnny Two Bags was a guitarist for both bands. So, you know, it's just, it's a regional thing on a certain level when we consider bands underrated to us, you know? Because, like, the Methodons, same with me, man. I hadn't really heard the Methodons at all until Brian started pulling them up. And now, dude, they're great, man. It's good stuff. And the Lillingtons, too, which I had never heard of, believe it or not. Until Brian.
Yeah, they're from freaking Wyoming, and nobody'd heard of them. Teenage Bottle Rocket is really what blew that up. But dude, that Lillingtons, that Death by Television is a freaking classic album, dude. It's American classic record.
Melodic
really
punk rock that's got a little Ramones edge to it. That's just that's a good one.
You know, here's a West Coast punk band that didn't really, and they did have some success early on in different ways. One of my favorite bands, but I don't think ever got the credit, is a band called Nerf Herder.
Oh, I love Nerf Herder.
Nerf Herder is awesome. They did the Buffy the Vampire Slayer song. That first album did have some commercial acclaim, but they had a bunch of records after that were even better, and they just, you know, I would see them play like tiny little clubs, and they're super funny guys, and Perry Grip does like kid songs now, and they're really funny.
He's been on Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, like, he's got some funny stuff. Like, YouTube is just filled with Perry Grip songs, and they're like 30 seconds long, and it's like a hamster eating a burrito, and It's Raining Tacos is one of my favorite songs. But Nerf Herder, the actual band, I mean, the song Love Sandwich and Fight for Your Right to Masturbate are so good and funny and accessible, and they just didn't really ever take off the way I think they should have.
You know what? Why don't we listen to one of those songs right now?
Okay.
And come back and continue this list. Let's listen to Fight for Your Right to Masturbate.
Great song. On Punk Rock Foodies Radio.
Miguel from Teenage Bottle Rocket, and you're listening to Punk Rock Foodie Radio.
Here it is again, yet it stings like the first time. Seems it never ends, double nickels on your dime. I thought we were friends, I guess it just depends who you ask. These feelings tend to leave me with a hole in my chest. The hole in my chest. Yeah, the hole in my chest. Now the time has come, I just wish I could erase all the damage done to your name and your keepsakes. Only just begun, it's been fun. We were blind, deaf, and dumb. There's a party in my closet calling our skeletons. All skeletons. Calling the where did you go? Once the lights went black, look what's become of me. I'm gonna love your disappearing next to one more pretty please. Now the time has come, I just wish I could erase all the damage done, all this pain, all this heartache. Only just begun, it's been fun. We were fucked up and numb. There's a killer on the corner and he's looking for love. Looking for love. Yeah, he's looking for where did you go? Once the lights went black, look what's become of me. I'm gonna love your disappearing next to one more pretty please. And to tell you the truth, I lost my faith in you. Gotta stop sneaking up on me. And these unspoken lies appear at the worst times. Gotta stop sneaking up on me. Hiding just behind your eyes. Where did you go? Once the lights went black, look what's become of me. I'm gonna love your disappearing next to one more pretty please. Where did you go? Once the lights went black, you nearly gave us a heart attack. Without your mind, swear I'm out to sea. You gotta stop sneaking up on me. You gotta stop sneaking up on me.
All right, that was Calling All Skeletons by Alkaline Trio, which Brian mentioned a little bit ago, but that actually fits into, that is one of those bands I just love, and that's the next one, band you love. They're not my favorite band, but I love Alkaline Trio. Anything they do is just, they're getting better and better each year, and yeah, I love them.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me that From Here to Infirmary is their best record, and sometimes I think that, but I think Good Morning is probably my favorite Alkaline Trio album. Just those two back to back that's a good night for me.
I mean, I think Agony and Irony is a good album too. I mean, even their new one that they just came out with. I mean, my big thing is like Matt Skiba's doing his own thing. I mean, aside from Blink-182, he did that Matt Skiba and the Secret stuff, and some of those songs could be Alkaline Trio songs. But obviously, they all live in separate parts of the country, so they can't. You know, if he wants to make music, he's going to make music. You can't blame the guy. You know.
I can honestly say I can't name one Alkaline Trio song. I've never really got into them. Not that I don't like them or that I do like them. I don't even know. Man, I think I know what they sound like, but off the top of my head.
Well, they sound like that song we just heard.
Yeah, well, besides that, it gets loud here though, this is big, man.
So, what's a song or what's a band that you guys love? Not your favorite, now.
Okay.
That I love, but not my favorite?
Yeah. because we're gonna do favorite. And,
Yeah.
you know.
All right.
I get-
Authority Zero. Dude, it's just like a good, always feel good music. I love how they can change it up and do like this little kind of ska, reggae-ish kind of vibe, and then they go really hard punk rock. But they're a great band to see live. They got great energy. Jason DeVore is an awesome frontman with a great set of pipes. And now Dally's in there, the drummer who we've interviewed here before on the show.
Yeah.
They're just a good group of guys. Every time I go to one of their shows, it's a good time because a lot of my friends we're all into those guys. And I love it, man. Authority Zero for sure.
Okay. Well, for me, it's going to be a toss-up between Tool and Primus, because they both hold like a special place musically for me from when I was younger. Bands that to me are musically so beyond, just musically talent-wise, those two bands are beyond 99% of other bands out there.
Dude, Les Claypool is just a
insane.
whole different specimen.
He's he's prolific. He's in all these bands. He's nonstop. He's in jam bands. He's in Primus. He's in Les Claypool and the Flying Frog Brigade. The Primus catalog is so huge and crazy, and I just love it. And Tool is weird because they take 10 years to make a fucking album every time. They've been making their current one for nigh on a decade, and they're always like, "Oh, well, we're still working on it," But they're
we got track one done.
Yeah, we're done with track one. It only took 3 years. But when you break down their songs, it's so dense, and musically it's crazy. And their drummer, I think they have the best drummer that I've ever heard, ever. When I listen to Tool, I just focus on the drums, and I think he's up there with like Neil Peart from Rush. I don't like Rush, but I know he's good. But the guy from Tool is really, really fucking good. Like, it's transcendent musicianship.
I love their dark bass lines. They're just so meaty and
very
just,
heavy,
sinister sounding,
like clicky, trebly bass. If that makes any sense, like it's very metallic. The way the bass, there's a song called "The Pot" with like an opening bass groove that just is so crazy. Like the rhythm and the timing of it is so weird. Like, I've watched YouTube videos of how to play it, and it doesn't even make sense the way the kid's left hand is going.
Tool's a good one, man.
All right, next one. Band you secretly love.
Well, we had an episode recently about kind of bands that were guilty pleasures, I think we called it.
Yeah, so it's not really a secret, I guess, then, since we've already kind of talked about it.
Yeah. So I've already talked about Saves the Day. People already know about that. So I got to think. You guys go first. I got to think a little more.
Oh, I got to throw this out there because, but Morrissey and the Smiths. I fucking love Morrissey and the Smiths. It reminds me of like when I was in high school and stuff. And it was good music. I liked it a lot, and a lot of girls were into it. So it was always a good time to go to one of his concerts.
Nice.
I think. I've talked about it on Guilty Pleasures. I mean, there's some country bands that I like. There's some country music I like. My dad was always into like 50s doo-wop stuff growing up. So like when I hear that stuff, it always brings me back to being a kid. But he also was really into like Roger Miller and Hank Williams, and I've got their records, on vinyl just because of that, So I mean, it's not a secret, I guess.
Dude, let me bring up a point real quick. Dude, there's nothing better than going to an old school diner, and then hearing doo-wop music and having like a breakfast. I mean, it just there's so the oldie station over here. Now the oldies they play is like disco. So just you never hear like the old stuff, like like that 50s doo-wop and like the Dion and the Belmonts and
the
all
roots
those
of rock and roll.
Yeah,
They used to
really good.
That barbecue joint I used to bartend at was in a strip mall, and I'd have to go to the grocery store every now and then to like get lemons and limes, and that's the kind of music they were playing over like the speakers outside. It was so awesome, just walking down, like listening to hearing some Chuck Berry or something. Like, it was some good shit.
Yeah.
Well, doo-wop is super important because two things that influence modern rock and roll most is obviously the blues. That's number one. and then doo-wop music. Like, for instance, if you listen to literally any Masked Intruder song, those are just doo-wop songs with guitars. And a couple of their songs are straight doo-wop, like they make no bones about it. Like there's an actual couple doo-wop songs. But if you just listen to like the bass and guitar, it's just da-dum, 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 da-dum. Like they are straight doo-wop songs.
Yeah.
A lot of pop punk is just it's doo-wop with guitars. Like they're directly linked. So I love doo-wop.
So there's your secret love.
No, saves the day is still my secret love.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Oh, probably Three Doors Down. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck that.
All right.
Creed.
I don't think we need to actually do this one because I think we all know the favorites. I mean,
Yeah, Bad Religion.
Yep. Steve, you're
Steve's Pennywise.
Pennywise, yep.
who am I?
No effects, right?
There you go. No effects. No effects is my favorite. Yeah. So there. All right, moving on.
What other band would there be for the asshole in charge, right? Dude, but you gotta hand it No Effects for their clever titles, album after album after song after song. Like, the puns that they come up with are so fucking funny, dude.
The wordplay.
They haven't lost their edge. They haven't lost their edge. They're still really, really funny.
Yeah, Mike's a funny guy. You know, I mean they all are. But
man, I remember when I was younger, like in my late teens, I'd go surfing and listening to like SM Airlines on the way to like the beach and just getting super fired up, putting Malachi Crunch on right before we went out, just getting super jacked. Oh, that's off Rip. That's actually
Punk and Drublic was one of the first punk albums I ever bought.
Yeah.
Like on a whim. Like I was listening to some punk at that point, but that was the first time I ever went into like a record store and bought an album just based on the cover. It was like, let's find out what this is about.
I held ribbed a cassette in my hand at National Record Mart, and I debated about buying it, and then I ended up not getting anything. But I remember looking at that cover and being like, I don't get it. What does this mean, ribbed? You know, because I'm like, what the fuck, was like 13 years old or something? But yeah. So then let's move on to band with the most intelligent lyrics.
Okay, well that's obvious.
That's well, yeah. I mean, I guess you'd have to say Bad
Probably
Religion.
No Effects.
Blink 182.
Yeah, Blink 182, Mr. T Experience. You know,
Mr. T Experience. You know, I think that's an underrated band, and I think
They
it's
are
underrated
an
even in
underrated-
our community.
they are an underrated band.
And Dr. Frank writes some amazing lyrics that maybe, you know, when you say intelligent, yeah, he uses some big words, but like some of the rhymes he puts together, not just the end rhyme, but the internal rhyme through the entire like verse. I mean, it's just he's a fucking writer too. He's written a couple of books, so I mean, Mr. T Experience is one of those intelligent lyric, I would have to say, and underrated. So.
Yeah, I definitely think Bad Religion is up there for me, but I think Rise Against is probably my favorite as far as intelligent lyrics go. I know they get a lot of grief for having like commercial success and whatnot, being in the mainstream, but dude, some of their writing, especially in the early albums, RPM is just a fucking great album. I mean, the beginning lyrics, just simply because you can breathe doesn't mean you're alive or that you really lived. I mean, that's fucking... It might not. Okay, that might not be the most intelligent lyrics, but it's motivational.
It's poignant.
So, it's poignant. So maybe I need to rethink that a little bit because I guess the most intelligent lyrics would be Bad Religion, but intelligent and motivational, I think Rise Against would be for me.
Favorite band that has split up.
Ooh.
See, now that's weird because there's so many bands out there that are still bands that aren't the original bands, like you know,
like Flag.
Yeah, you know, even like Dead Kennedys, like there's like nobody, you know. I mean, I guess for this one, it would have to be a band that is actually split up and is no longer out there anymore.
All right,
done.
Favorite band that broke up.
Favorite band. So if this band came to your town and had a reunion show, that you would go in a heartbeat.
I would, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Oingo Boingo for sure. I would go see Danny Elfman rip it up in a freaking heartbeat, dude. They had some amazing hits, especially Oingo Boingo is like the quintessential October band too. So like hearing them in October for a Halloween show, that would be the band I'd want to get back together.
Okay.
For me, it's the Replacements. I know they got back together for a while, but now they're split up again. So it's the Replacements. They should stay together. I'm glad I got to see them twice before they split up for a second time.
I was thinking Operation Ivy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I kind of like. I mean, they're definitely my favorite band that is split up. You know, but I don't think I would want them to even get back together, though. I think that they did what they had to do, and that was it. But so I guess a band that like you said, if they got a reunion together and it was in my town, I had to go see.
Creed.
I think as much as I tend to rip the idea. As much as I tend to rip the idea because of the main guy who we all fucking hate, if Screeching Weasel got back together with the actual members and not that grotesque group of nobodies and Ben touring right now, like, your friend's like, I'm going to see Screeching Weasel. I'm like, no, you're not. You're going to see Ben Weasel and a bunch of people. No, you're Jughead. Yeah, that's a cover band. I don't see Jughead in that band. I don't see Dan Vapid in that band. I don't see Dan Panic or Lumley or any of the drummers on the good records. You know, they're his friends, which is fine. You know, and he wrote the songs, so that's fine. But if Jughead and Vapid got back in the band, I would probably deal with the fact that I fucking hate Ben Weasel, and I would go.
Yeah.
So, well, but it would take that, and it won't happen because Ben Weasel's a fucking asshole and has alienated everybody who's ever come in contact with him.
All right. Well, you stepped over mine, so we'll just keep going.
Sorry. No, let's go. Let's hear it.
I was just going to say Jawbreaker. Jawbreaker. I mean, okay. They've had some success. I like a lot of their music. They definitely had a lot of play. Like when they were out, they had a lot of influence on some of the modern punk bands. Even if the modern punk bands don't know it. Joey Cape's favorite band is Jawbreaker. So clearly,
Foo Fighters have covered Jawbreaker.
Yeah.
And they still post, like, one of the members still posts updates and stuff like that and old merch that they sell, and there's still rumors that they might, because they could easily just get back together, those three guys, but they don't. You know, and if they did, that would be a big deal. That would be a
absolutely
big deal.
Would.
I was never a huge Jawbreaker fan, but I would go because I understand the significance of that band.
I really dig the Dear You album. I got introduced to that in college, and I really loved it. And a lot of good songs on that album. All right. This one, Steve, this is going to be a tough one for you. Friends Band.
Oh, no. Let's see. Well, I met Jim later on in his Pennywise career, so like to say he's a friend that'd be a stretch on my behalf. I mean, he's definitely a homie, but I got to think about that.
Yeah, see, I knew, I figured, I mean, I guess technically, I don't really have any friends that are in bands, but I'm friends with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nobody I grew up with became a member of a band or anything like that, you know. Well, I mean, I guess technically, I went to high school with the kids that do the guys. They're not kids anymore. The band is called Grand Buffet.
Okay, I've heard of them.
They're like they do like this rap. I mean, I haven't heard them in years since they played a party at my college one time. But it was like almost like not techno, but they rap, but they get a lot of like get like broken like toys and stuff and have them make noises, and so like they just they're good. I mean, they're really cool dudes too. Jared and Jackson. I don't know I can't remember what their stage names are, but yeah, we went to high school together, so I guess that would be a friends band.
That counts.
So, Grand Buffet. There you
go. For me, it would be some good friends of mine they still play in a band called the Reaganomics. They used to be called Ryan's Hope, which was more of a metal punk band back in the early aughts. But now the Reaganomics, they're all married with kids now, and they all still live around the Chicago area. But they still play. I think they got a show coming up. They play a couple times a year. They'll get back together, and they're pretty much like, if ever a band is in town, they'll open for them. Like the Cobra Skulls, whoever's in town, you'll pretty much see the Reaganomics. If they're in Chicago, the Reaganomics will pretty much be opening for them. So those are good buddies of mine. We played one of their songs on one of our early episodes. So that would probably be
when
that.
they were Ryan's Hope. We did play
Ryan's
Ryan's
Hope.
Hope.
Yeah, they got Cody from Teenage Bottle Rocket to guest on one of their songs. They did a song about women who wear Ed Hardy clothes, and Cody did a verse on that one.
Nice. So Steve,
I'm gonna go with Buddy from the Darlings. He's a homie. I've known him almost like 8 or 9 years now, and yeah, dude, he's a cool dude. He's kind of a weirdo, no doubt. Like, but I mean, who
so
isn't,
are you?
You know, exactly. But no, he's just he's a cool dude, and like I said, the Darlings are underrated. But when I listen to him, especially the last album, it's like so cool because there's a little Social D, there's a little bit of the Cramps in there, there's definitely a little Chuck Berry influence, and he's got a couple numbers where he does like the little dance moves, and he's up there playing lead guitar, just fucking killing it, dude. So yeah, his band is probably one of my favorites of like all my friends. I'm gonna get some grief from my other friends here in this episode. So Ekin is dead. The Bastard Sons, love you guys too.
all right, favorite band to see live.
Wait a minute. Can I change one of my earlier answers?
Sure.
Bands that when I said the replacements for bands that broke up that I wish I could. You wish you could see easily. I didn't think about it. The Groovy Ghoulies. Groovy Ghoulies, one of the best bands, just awesome. They toured forever, and I believe Roach and Kepi got divorced, and that kind of killed the band. So which is understandable, and that's But goddamn it, if the Groovy, I know they couldn't, but if the Groovy Ghoulies ever got back together and played again, I would pay almost any amount of money to go see them because what a iconic band to me, and just total DIY punk rock. Did all their own stuff for years, so true essence of punk rock.
I saw them. They opened for Mr. T Experience, and I want to say that Blink-182 opened for them.
Wow.
I've got the flyer still. I'll have to look it up.
That would be interesting to see that.
Yeah, it might not have been Blink, but I remember seeing that. That was a cool show.
They were around forever. Groovy Ghoulies have a bunch of good records. Okay, anyway, sorry about that. So next question.
No problem. Okay, so band you'd like, or favorite band to see live that you have seen, that you enjoy seeing live. I got to go with NoFX. I've seen them like 5 or 6 times. Every time it's a different show.
They're yelling at somebody.
There's so much comedy involved with the music, and they still play for like 30 fucking songs. And I know some of them are like a minute long, but they play such a great set, and then there's all this other in between that is entertaining. So I gotta say NoFX.
Go ahead, Steve.
I'm going to go with the Briggs. They don't play that often. They're not a huge enough band where they're going to sell out like a huge place, but wherever they're playing, they're going to get it to capacity, and it's going to be a sweatbox. It's going to be fun. Joey's going to kill it because he's just a great frontman and got great pipes and great presence, and it's just, I don't know, man. There's a certain camaraderie at Briggs shows that's just pretty damn cool to witness, and their music is so fucking good, and each of the, Jason and Joey are just so, they both just great on stage, and yeah, man, I love seeing them, and hopefully they play again soon, because, it's been a while.
Nice. For me, it would probably be Tiger Army, because the whole scene around a Tiger Army show is just, it's very different, from other punk shows, and it's different from other, psychobilly shows. It's just different. People come from all over to come see Tiger Army, and everyone gets dressed up, and the girls are always prettier. The guys have their hair done real nice, and they sound great live. Like Nick 13, he has a very interesting voice, and the bass is just so heavy. Like he's the singer guitar player, but it's all about that stand-up bass.
Dude, that stand-up bass. I saw one of my buddies took me to a Tiger Army Halloween show here a few miles away, and it was so cool, man. I was fixated on the stand-up bass the whole time, and how he's just up there killing it, and how good that sounded. Like you feel it in your chest.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
lay it down, man. They lay it down. Tiger Army, that's an underrated band. Yeah, I love going to see them live. I've only seen them a couple times in my life, but it's a thing every time. It's a thing every time.
I thought you were going to say Guar. I was pretty positive you were going to say Guar.
Oh, geez. See, look at this. Yeah, you're right. But, I mean, Dave Brocky's dead now, but, I mean, they still play with their new singer. But
there you go. There's your next question. Dead artist. Favorite dead artist.
Dave Brocky.
I mean,
Or Otis Youngus.
I think there's so many, because there are so many. Obviously, music's been around forever. And
Joe
so there's
Strummer,
so
Joey Ramone.
many dead.
I mean, the fact that Joey Ramone and Joe Strummer didn't get to be there for their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions, to me, is just one of the worst music tragedies. Not real life tragedy, but worst music tragedies ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Dee Dee Ramone got to stand up there with his heroin addicted ass, but Joey didn't make it. You know? So.
Yeah. I think that's. I mean, if you're into music and you've been into music, I mean, you could say 100 names from literally from Mozart to Tony Sly, you know, Bob Marley, Jimi Hendrix. You know, I mean, there's so many great musicians and artists that have passed.
Kurt Cobain, even the dude from Blind Melon. Blind Melon, but that first album was great. Shannon Hoon, that first album was awesome.
Yeah. The guy from NXS.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many out there that it would be tough to nail down like one favorite. You know, that's kind of a difficult question.
Artists you would want to kill. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, what's that mean?
I would say probably those rapists and Bring Me the Horizon.
With kindness.
What's the name? If Little John and who's the woman? Who's the woman I hate? Nicki Minaj. If Nicki Minaj and Lil Jon were drowning and you only had time to save one, what kind of sandwich would you make?
Yeah.
Okay.
Skeet.
I swear, Lil Jon's only popular because Dave Chappelle just annihilated him with that skit.
Dude, he was on Celebrity Apprentice with our possible future president.
Wow.
And he actually, you know, to look at him and the way that he acts, you wouldn't think it, but he's a brilliant businessman. Obviously, I think you have to be successful in the music industry. You know, no shit. Especially because people are going to try to fuck you. You know, every time you turn around, so you got to really be on the ball.
Yeah, he's a hustler, man.
Yeah. But
no, dude. 2016 has had some great music, and with all the presidential stuff going, it's going to even have better music coming.
Hell yeah!
The rest of this year, next year, even. So
Yep.
we're in good hands right now, and yeah. Do you need me to take it out? Because I got a good segue right here.
Yeah, go ahead. Because we're gonna come back, and we're gonna get Skate Rat on the phone, and we're gonna ask her all these questions and see how she's doing with the baby. So, Steve, why don't you send us off here?
Well, I'm going to kill three birds with one stone. This is one of Jen Skate Rat Betty's favorite bands. This is a great band to see live, and they just put out a new album called Simplicity. So here's the Bouncing Souls with Writing on the Wall on Punk Rock Foodies Radio.
It's not so hard to see the truth of it all.
This is Shamrock Slavan, and you're listening to Punk Rock Foodies Radio.
I'm not so easy on the eye. It's been said that Mr. Vicky doesn't cry. I mean no harm, but I got the charm of a murdering serial raper. I never get none, and I know why, but there's more to me than meets the eye. The real life me ain't certified, but I look good on paper. Statistically, I'm far above the rest. I do my homework, never have to guess. My social life's an empty wreck. Romance is an alien labor. There are things about me you'll never know unless you scratch the surface and look below. My resume is solid gold. I look good on paper. I got straight A's on every test. A perfect credit score. My ledger's never in the red. I look good on paper. I never get none, and I know why, but there's more to me than meets the eye. If you got the time, I'm qualified. I look good on paper. I look good on paper. I look good on paper. On paper.
And that was The Descendants with On Paper off of their latest album that recently came out. And we've got on the phone with us the Skate Rat Betty. Skate Rat, how you doing?
What's up? How's it going? I'm doing pretty great.
We all miss you here at the Vicious Pig Saloon.
I know, I miss being able to come around and travel. It'll be nice to when I can leave the house again.
Yeah, but you've got good reason to stay home. That's a beautiful baby you have. How are things going with Penelope?
I do, and in fact, she's super great. She really is most of the time perfect little angel baby. It's that 5% you gotta watch out for. They say if your kids are 3 times as bad as you were, oh man, am I gonna be in for it when she's 16.
Oh hell yeah, we all know your record.
Yeah. Trying to have she seems to sometimes set a schedule, and then as soon as I get used to it, it's oh no, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, that happens. But eventually it all clicks.
Yes, and we're definitely getting better at it. I feel like right now she's in particular let me show you the devil baby. My mom says I'm so great.
So so like I said, I mean we miss you here on the show. It's kind of I don't know if you've heard any of the past episodes without you, but it's been a little chaotic. We definitely need you to tie us all together here. But
well, and I think I missed the last couple of episodes.
Yeah.
One or two in my pregnancy I didn't listen to just because I got I get a little depressed here and there. When I get depressed, I can't listen to the radio show. I get a little nervous sometimes. Yeah, silly.
Well, we'll eventually. You obviously Penny will get herself on a nice little schedule there, and we might be able to get you back in here on the regular. That'd be great. I know the waitresses here at the Vicious Pig Saloon have a gift for you, so you got to come and pick that up at least.
Oh, great. Well, and I know we're all here in the Varsity household looking forward to that beer episode. I know I owe Mike a few beer 30s. He's been a huge help here, with the new baby in the house and stuff. He really does above and beyond go with the dad power. Yeah. So we're looking forward to doing our little Florida episode and the beer episode.
Yes, we're all looking forward to that. I can't wait to drink these beers. Yeah, so this episode we talked about that Facebook post of all the different bands, and so we thought it'd be great to get your take on this list. Let's start with the first one, band you hate.
I have a couple. There's one or two that I boycott. I don't want to listen to the Red Hot Chili Peppers or Nirvana ever.
Right.
But I think band I absolutely hate. I don't know. I'm gonna say No Effects, even though I actually like a few of their songs, like their older songs especially. But I really am not down with them. I think they're kind of dicks. I think that they're a little bit too political when what I'm paying is like for a concert ticket. I don't like. I hate them more for personal reasons than anything because I actually do like a few of their songs. But yeah, they're probably one of the few bands where I'm like, oh, you asshole.
That's so great. Yeah, it's my favorite band.
Well, and I love Bad Religion, and I know you don't listen like Bad Religion.
Yeah, I don't hate them. I'm just not a big fan of Bad Religion. So
I think when George Bush became president, I started to really not like No Effects.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, nobody said the Grateful Dead. Like, I figured that would have been the gimme. Everybody hates the Grateful Dead, but
I don't like the Doors.
Yeah.
No, I don't like the Doors. Yep. No.
So then that kind of would lead into the next one, the most overrated band.
The Doors. Yeah.
Yeah. I said Led Zeppelin.
Oh, yeah.
Brian said the Rolling Stones. Steve said the Eagles. So yeah, I could see that with the Doors as well. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So now the tricky one is underrated. And I consider it tricky just because of the genre we listen to. It's not like Brian said. There's a ceiling.
I would have said like a year ago, and they're not even. I wouldn't even consider them punk. I think somebody would probably call them like scenester music, but I don't even know what the fuck the scene is that a scenester is from. But like Hollywood Undead, until I heard their latest album, I would have said was the most underrated. But I'm not a big fan of their newest album. Can I say like AWOL Nation?
Sure. I mean, I don't even know who that is, so they must be underrated. So.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, I think they came out with like a second album, and I was like, really? You guys have been around for like forever? You're not on like a third or a fourth?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
All right, so what's a band you love? Now, not your favorite band, but just a band you love.
Well, like Less Than Jake. You know what I mean? Like, you can put on Less Than Jake songs, and really almost any of them will go with any mood, and most of them put me in a great mood. Like, they're fun to sing, and...
Yeah, definitely. Because they get that... They're upbeat. You know, I mean, they got that ska sound, but they're very upbeat. Because there's some ska bands out there that can be kind of hard and heavy, and I guess they consider ska just because they have the horns, but they're more like happy, fun. Plus, they're from Florida.
Yeah, and some of them are more like reggae. Yeah, some of them are more reggae, and I dig that too. But I do feel like they're more like, I'm in a good mood. I'm going to the beach music.
Okay, so then a band that you secretly love.
Yeah, that's like terrible white guy rap.
Yeah, well, that's what I say. We did the guilty pleasure, so it's not really a secret anymore. But you're
not anymore. Yeah. Yeah, well, and every once in a while I forget that, like, my YouTube or whatever broadcasts my Facebook page, so I'm like, I'll just watch this Britney Spears video, like, for the 100th time. No one will know.
So what's your favorite band, then?
I would still say Bad Religion.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like, I feel like they have come with me from such a long time period. If I wanted to pick something, like, a little lighter... I would probably go for Tori Amos, like, for the same reason.
Okay.
You know what I mean? She's music that I listen to now, that I listened to, like, more years ago than I would care to admit. And stuff that has spanned such different, feelings and topics and, way that they make their music. So even Bad Religion, I feel like, has really changed over the years from when I first heard, like, some 80, 85 shit and what they do now.
Well, like all bands, they evolve, they get better at what they do, they click better as a group, and I mean, I know Bad Religion isn't the same group that they have always been, but they know what to do. All the members have been around long enough that they can really get it down. So Well, so then the next one was the most intelligent lyrics, and we all kind of just said, Bad Religion.
Yeah, I was just going to say shit. I probably would have said them anyway. Seriously, half the time I have to, like, And I love words, and like every once in a while I have to look up something from their
Yeah.
from their lyrics.
What's that meme? The Bad Religion starter kit. It's like Suffer and a thesaurus or something like. Yeah.
Yeah, their songs don't come with a PhD, you know.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so this next one was we looked at this one two different ways. It was a favorite band that is split up. So it's a band. A favorite band that is no longer together, not like bullshit Screeching Weasel, which is Ben Weasel with a bunch of friends, but like just they're done. They don't even perform anymore.
So can I say the Ramones? Because I did see, was it Margie? I think was like the last one.
I mean, I guess. I mean,
I saw a concert.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they can never get back together, but.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that they broke up so much. I mean,
yeah, I mean, when people die,
you have to break up the band, I guess, to some extent. Yeah.
Okay, so let's.
I mean, well, I don't know if there's next week.
Well, so let's look at that. So then the other way we looked at it was a band that is split up. That if they did get back together, like that, you would want to go see them. If they had like a reunion show, that you would definitely go see. So these people would have to be alive then, obviously.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, screws up my whole. Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, it was tough.
I'm trying to think of anyone of my that I know is totally bright. Seems like half the time I'm amazed every day when shit pops up on Facebook, and I'm like, wow, they put out a new. I didn't know they were still together or alive.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because they don't. A lot of bands anymore. I was thinking about the other day, like NoFX has been together forever, and a lot of these bands have actually been like the complete band for a very long time. And they might hate each other, but they know what they're doing for their job. And so, thinking about like how the Misfits are going to finally get back together because, Danzig finally got off his high horse and realized, that he could be making a hell of a lot more money instead of dealing with this petty bullshit. So. There aren't very many bands that I guess that really split up. That I mean, I said Jawbreaker.
Yeah,
So.
Oh. Yeah, no, and I don't know them that well. No, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think most of the bands that I think of when I think of like where they don't perform together anymore, most of them it's just somebody died.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd pass on that one.
Okay. So do you have any? A band that your friends are in. Like, do you have any friends that are in a band, and not that you're friends with people that are in a band, but like you were friends with these people and they became a band? Like anyone you went to high school with?
I have a lot of creative friends, so I do have quite a few friends that now play like little pub shows and stuff like that. Ben Prestige is like a world famous blues guy. He travels all over. He does European tours, American tours, and he played at Mike and I's wedding because I've known him since middle school, and Mike went to school with his wife.
That's cool.
Yeah, so he played at our wedding. Some of my friends that we used to go to jam bands with on the weekends. My roommate was really into that, like fish type music.
Right.
So we would go listen to like jam band shit on the weekend. So a bunch of our friends in that scene actually sat in with like Ben during our wedding and stuff. It was actually pretty sweet. Not a lot of dancing, but that's all right. But yeah, so I mean, but honestly, other than that, no. There's like some little guys here that I know. But I mean, really, they're like local guys that are just kind of in every band all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite band to see live?
Actually, it's usually reggae shows. Like,
so any like reggae?
Yeah, especially, I mean, honestly, here in Florida too. I know weed's not legal and shit like that, so whatever. But we have some really great beaches and some awesome locations and shit like that for those kind of concerts, and really, legal or not, that concert is what it is.
Right.
Yeah, they're fun, and it's really great if you're outside in the heat. Like, I've done pits in the heat in the summer here, and that's a lot.
Yeah. All right, then this last one, nobody could really answer because there's just too many of them. But your favorite dead artist?
Oh shit.
Jim Morrison.
Actually, I'm probably gonna have to say Elvis.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm a huge like closet Elvis fan. I threw out my record player a couple of years ago, so I got a new record player today, and I have a few records already, and I was so excited because I was thinking about, I was at the thrift store a couple of days ago, and I saw they had like a big stash of Elvis records for like 50 cents a piece back, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna go get all of them now.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Elvis.
Yeah. It's amazing how like relevant his songs are. Even when Cartman jokes around about in the ghetto on South Park and stuff, that's the Elvis song, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's had just as many number one hits as the Beatles, I mean, he's
yeah.
And he played for so long that even his style changed, and so, just like the Beatles, their little "I Want to Hold Your Hand" all the way to like Sgt. Pepper is such a change. Elvis had that same progression as
yeah.
So he could.
And I think where he stands out for me is that I like so many of the different like phases or like genres that he went through.
Yeah.
Whereas the Beatles really, in particular, I feel like had one or two albums that they drew me in, and the rest really wasn't my style. But Elvis, so much of his stuff I feel like just was so awesome and like really helped spawn rock and roll. And, yeah.
Well, that's the list. You been doing any cooking, or just been too busy with Penny?
Well, we try. So it's a little harder now, and you kind of have to get used to like eating cold food because she's usually waking up as soon as like whatever it is you're making is ready. But she's like a really good scheduler like that. But we do little things, and Mike has been a big help, like I was saying, and a lot of people that want to show up and help the baby bring food, which is really great and really helpful. And
oh, absolutely.
I wish I thought it was this trend, yeah. But, so we've been doing little stuff, and I'm looking forward to the next Punk Rock Foodies Challenge so we can step in and, pretty quick we'll have Miss Penny in a high chair showing her how to do it.
Yeah, awesome. She'll be posting her own pics soon. Before you know it. All right.
Yep.
Well,
Mom, can I have the car keys?
yeah. All right. Well, do you have a song you'd like to hear? Since you haven't been able to introduce any songs the last few weeks, so we'll let you do one now.
I do, and I got to tell you, I already told Mike as soon as we're ready for our first dinner out. I'm so ready for that tuna poke. So we're gonna play Tuna Taco by the Angry Samoans.
All right, on Punk Rock Foodies Radio. Thanks, Skate Rat.
All right, cool. We'll see you guys later.
I'd like to thank Steve, Brian, and of course Skate Rat. So glad to hear from you and hear that everything's going well. We can't wait to have you back. Everybody here at the Vicious Pig misses you. And we know the fans miss you too. If you have any video and graphic needs, check out Burning Rose Studios. Also check out Betty Gear on Facebook. And while on Facebook, come on over to Punk Rock Foodies. Make food, post a pic. It's that simple. Bone ape to everyone.
I got just enough gas to the bank.